Hi, it's Karel, and in Hollywood terms, this is called a slate. And this is our third slate because this is our third year of Karel Life in Segments. That's right, Season 3 of Karel Life in Segments premieres right here on Free Speech TV in the month of September and will be on every weekend thereafter. And I wanted to tell you a little something about Season 3 before you just got all off into it. Three things happened that profoundly changed me before Season 3 or right at the beginning. First and foremost, there was the shooting in Orlando. That shooting in Orlando has profoundly changed me, as it should you, for the rest of my life. I am gay. I had been to Pulse nightclub as an entertainer, and quite frankly, to see so many young, beautiful gay and lesbians and their friends in the community gunned down in such a senseless manner, it just took its toll. And so a lot of the segments that you're going to see in Season 3 are under the cloud, under the weight of the Orlando shooting. But the other thing that I wanted to do was something more fun. And that is, one of my heroes growing up was Huell Howser. My late husband, Andrew Howard, loved him some Huell Howser. If you live in California, you know who Huell Howser is. He could make the shop at the corner the most interesting shop in the world. And he did for years and years and years. So with Life in Segment Season 3, we try to get up in everybody's business and try to make everything seem a little more interesting to you in the spirit of Huell Howser. Also, right as we began filming, we lost my beloved Atilla, my almost 12-year-old Chow Chow. We lost him to an unknown illness. Ember is still with me. It's just me and her now, the dynamic duo, Ember and I. But we lost Atilla right at the beginning of Season 3. We lost Pippa in Season 2. To those of you with pets, you know that my heart goes out to you, and we're keeping a lot of pet segments in Season 3 in honor of Atilla, in honor of Pippa, and to show off Miss Ember, because she's quite a scene stealer. We are going everywhere from America's Port, probably back to who knows where. We're going all over in Season 3, so join us for Karel Life in Segment Season 3, brought to you by me, Karel, and Brandon Riley Miller. We hope you like it.
You're not gonna go there, are you?
Oh, yes, I am. Now, you're wondering what the gay guy is doing on TV talking about satin balls. And I'm telling you, if you need to pack a few pounds on that pooch, let's say you've got a pooch that you rescued and needs some weight. Let's say that your pooch has just recovered from a surgery or is going through something that made it lose a little weight and you need to pack on those pounds. Satin balls are the way, and we're going to tell you how to make them. First of all, consult your vet if you're going to put them on it even short term. Second of all, you do serve it raw, so if you have a problem handling raw hamburger, you may not want to do it. And third and foremost, it is not pet food, okay? It's a short-term solution to pack on the pounds. Or basically, if you were an American, it'd be like eating fast food 3 times a day, and honey, you've seen the results of that. So, let's go to the kitchen at Park Howard, where we're going to tell you how to make satin balls for your dog or cat, and your husband if he's really in a bad mood. Are we ready? Here I am, stuck in the kitchen with you. I'm singing to Miss Ember, who is over here in the corner of the kitchen, because I spend a lot of time up in the kitchen, and she wants to be here with me. Now, I'm up in the kitchen again for my doggies, because Atilla is old. He's almost 11. For a Chow Chow, that's old. And he's losing some weight. Now, I taught you here on my show how to make dog food for your dogs. I told you that that dog food was to be augmented by dry dog food. Well, Atilla doesn't want to eat his dry dog food in this heat because of the global warming, but it's been very hot in Southern California. So I have found some things called satin balls, child. Oh yes, we are in the kitchen to make some satin balls. And it's used by breeders to pack weight on around shows. It's used by rescuers if you rescue an animal and it needs to put some weight on. It is not something you want to put in their diet on a regular basis. And of course, if your animal is losing weight unexplainably, just like a person, take it to the vet immediately. I have talked to my vet, and there doesn't seem to be anything organically wrong with Attila at the moment other than a slight loss of appetite. So we're going to try to stimulate it and pack some weight on him with these satin balls. So should you have an animal that needs to put some weight on, this might work. Now, I've never tried this. I've never done this before. I am a satin ball virgin up here in the kitchen. I truly am. I think Ember, we're safe to assume now at 7 months old. Last time you guys met her, what was she, a puppy? I think she was a puppy. Well, she's here. Come here, little girl. Come here. Oh, goodness. She's still a puppy, but she's a 7-month-old puppy. But she doesn't need to pack on any weight. No, she doesn't need to. But Attila does. So we're going to do this for Attila. We're going to let her go back to sleep in the kitchen. For those of you that don't like that I cook with the dog in the kitchen, don't eat at my house. We're at my home. Okay, so here's the deal. This is not a cooked, prepared dish. This is a raw dish, and you have to serve it to your pet raw. I don't know that my pet's even going to eat it. So instead of the 10-pound recipe that they have up on the web that I'm going to alter a little, I'm doing a 1-pound recipe. We'll see if my pet likes it. I know Ember will, but we'll see if Attila does. And if he does, then I'll give him a couple. These are going to be about 200 calories per serving. The dog food in my show, the one that I make here on Life in Segments, that's about 180 calories per 1.5 scoops. That's a 4-ounce serving. Or for Attila, that's 380 calories twice a day, only 700. There's many calculators out there. You can calculate what your breed needs. He needs about 1,100. Ember needs about 12 or 13 calories per day. So I need to up their caloric intake a little bit. So this is a healthy and nutritious way, albeit packed with sugar. So you don't want to, this is junk food for your dog, what we're making here, okay? So let me get the hamburger, which I haven't bought in a long time. I don't eat beef. And it was so weird to see how expensive it is. Remember when beef was poor people's food? Do you guys remember? Was it ever cheap in your lifetime, Kurt, Brandon? Was beef ever cheap in your lifetime? We used to eat a piece of it when my mother would make it too. We'd eat a piece of raw beef. We were always fine, you know, as kids.
I remember your mom always had the tube of beef.
A tube, yeah, the chub they're called. A chub. Do you know that a chub, a 5-pound chub, used to be $4.99, 99 cents a pound? And that's why you bought it. It was cheap food. Well, now it's cheaper to feed the dogs. Look, this is what? This is 1.2 pounds of beef on sale for $5, okay? Hold on. Who cares about fat? Fat's fine. This right here is how many pounds of chicken? Oh my God. It is, oh my God. It's 5 pounds of chicken for $4. So you could have this much beef for $4.91 or this much chicken. So that's why I don't use beef for the dogs. So take 1 pound of this hamburger, which is what this is, a pound. A little more, but who's counting? Oh, you should use food service gloves for these, or gloves. I'm saying you should. I'm not going to, but you should. Okay. 1 1/3 cup total cereal. It bothers me that the second ingredient is sugar. The third is corn syrup. That bothers me. But vitamins, minerals, okay. So 1 1/3 cup total cereal. They say that cereal's on the decline with millennials. That's out in the news. Cereal manufacturers, maybe you'd sell more frickin' cereal if, instead of me having to do this, because who designed it? Am I supposed to be Hulk Armstrong, or what was his name? Some Armstrong or something, some strong character? Why do I have to fight with the cereal? Or get scissors. And then some of you just do this, or, you know, whatever you do, you mangle the bag, okay? When all they would have to do, oh, and then it could just spill right out. What if you put the cereal in one of these and then put it in the box? I'm just saying. Okay, so we have our pound of hamburger. Now we want 1 1/3 cups of total cereal. These are my measuring cups from Kohl's. I nearly fainted when I got checked out, and they were $30 for these measuring cups. But I had $20 off, plus I had 50% off, plus I had like a Kohl's 10% something or other. So it was all good. It doesn't say if they're supposed to be crushed. So we'll just not crush them. And I'll just cut. We're being liberal. and a third, and two for good measure. Guess what? I think I'll do. I think I'll be smarter than Post and everybody else. And I'll put this inside this bag and then seal it up. I don't even need the box. What do I need the damn box for? What does anybody need the box for? Okay, so there's that. 1.5 cups uncooked oatmeal. I got the Instant Oats. I don't know why. We're not using any liquids, but a lot of oats in this. I hope my dog likes oats. Okay. 1 raw egg. Well, why wouldn't there be? Can't you do that? Why not? I always keep a trash can right here by when I'm cooking. On TV, you never see them throw anything away. They have minions. I have no such minions. 6 tablespoons of wheat germ, which was a bitch to find. Where do you find wheat germ? In the cereal section. But it's hard to find. 6 tablespoons. I don't even know what it was. Did you know what it is? It just says wheat germ. It doesn't say what it is. Like wheat germ. Well, wheat germ obviously is something. We're going to have to Google it. It's source of vitamin E, it says. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They had matching spoons. They were $29. I put them back. Note to self. 1 package of Knox unflavored gelatin. For the life of me, I guess I think it's for the calcium. That's what I'm thinking this is there for. Maybe to keep it together. I don't know what else it would be in there, because what else is it? What's in there? Ingredients. Gelatin. Tells me a lot. Okay. You gotta love your dogs if you're doing this. Why don't I just put this over here in the sink? I don't have to keep bending down. 2 tablespoons of oil. Now it said you can use any oil you want. So it said to use a healthful one. So I'm using coconut oil. It's good for the yuppies. It can be good. What are they called nowadays? Hipsters, millennials, whatever. So there, we've squeezed some poor coconut to make our balls. We've squeezed a coconut. 2 tablespoons unsulfured molasses. Grandma's molasses. You guys didn't grow up with this. I did. You can use this in tea. You can use this in coffee. Want to smell it? Oh, this brings back such a... Oh, my God. If you all have molasses at home, run and smell it right now with me. Are you ready? Oh, it just takes me back to the grandma and the woods and frolicking. Don't touch me there. Oh, sorry. Here. Do you want to smell this? It's sticky. No, just leave that alone. Okay. Did you like that smell? It smells lovely, doesn't it? And the ingredients are molasses. You just have to know where molasses comes from. Look at that. Oh, it's like bubbling crude, that is. Oh, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. Woo-hoo! Oh, I'm loving the molasses. Oh, it tickled me. Oh, woo, sticky, sticky. Okay, and a pinch of salt. Okay. From the sea, under the sea. Okay. It's actually Himalayan sea salt. My dogs only eat Himalayan sea salt. I'm telling you that right now. Okay. Now. Okay. Well, this is where a minion would come and help Martha Stewart mix this up. Atilla, I love you. There we go. You know, it kind of looks like a really nice meatloaf. I mean, if I cooked this in the oven, I think maybe Total would be good in a meatloaf. The cereal, because it's got so much sugar in it, and goodness. I know Sammy would eat this. He doesn't need to gain weight. He's down there. Maybe Ember, as a puppy, could use a little packing on. No, she's fine too. Just Atilla. So, as I said, don't feed this to your dog on like a regular, like yearly basis. It really is just to pack on some pounds if they've been sick, if they've come home from the vet a little thin, if it's summer and they're not eating properly and just want to augment their dinner. This is called Satin Balls. It's a very standard mixture. Breeders give it to them. Everybody does. It's packed with sugar, I got to tell you. Just packed. And you want to be sure to break it all up because you want to get all this oat and stuff. I mean, dogs aren't big oatitarians, you know. It's like, you wouldn't see a dog out in a field of wheat just having a grand time grazing. So you want to be sure that the wheat's pretty much coated with meat or sugar in order for them to really eat it. And then you can make a little ball out of it or a little patty out of it. This should make probably like 12 to 15 out of this, what we've got going on here. I'll post the recipe at my website, reallykarel.com. It's reallykarel.com. And the website will have the recipe for this satin ball. That's one big heavy satin ball. Okay. Well, first let me see if Ember will eat it. Ember Therese, will you eat this? Gobbled with great fervor. Sammy, will you eat this? Yeah, well, maybe. Okay, it's got two of theirs approval. Now how about the one that needs it? Attilla Khan? Attilla? Where's he at? Where's the big boy? He doesn't come when whistled. You don't whistle at Attilla. Attilla! He doesn't like you all. He doesn't like all the equipment. Well, we're going to see if Attilla likes it in just a minute. But here's the size satin ball that you should be making. At this size, it's got about 100 calories in it. So just know that it's about 100 calories. Figure out how many you're giving your dog now. If you're not giving them enough, if you need to augment a little, if they're a little sick, if you got to get some nutrition into them, satin balls are a great way. And of course, freeze everything but 1 day's worth, okay? So I'm going to get out of the kitchen and go see if Attilla likes these. But first I'm going to wash my hands because, look, I made a little satin ball snowman or alien creature of some kind or something. So roll these into balls or make little patties out of them. Freeze the ones except the ones you're using that day. Unfreeze a bunch every morning. And then use up this amount. See how much your pet has gained in weight. Be sure you're weighing your pet along the way. And once they reach their desired weight, stop with the satin balls. If you have to do it longer than a week or two, take them to a vet. If the weight loss is unexplained, take them to a vet. My vet told me to do this, so I thought I'd share it with you. I'm going to wash my hands and then go give Attilla his satin ball. Oh, everyone else seems to... There's a resounding yes in here, huh? Good Lord, okay. It is the Karelcast, and I am Karel here on Life in Segments. Thank you so much for joining me today. Now, I'm out here on the corner. I don't work in the corner, okay? Let's not get all happy. Although it is Gay Pride, maybe I can make some. But I'm out here on the corner in my city of Long Beach, California, as the season of Pride is upon us. Now, no matter when you're watching this, the season of Pride is pretty much like winter, spring, summer, or fall. It comes every year. It starts in about May. The earliest Pride festivals are in May. And then they extend all the way out to October, November. Now, we're not celebrating, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, because they really have become giant celebrations. As you look at the preparations here in my city of Long Beach, where the sidewalks were recently painted rainbow color to welcome the season of Pride and to welcome the gays and lesbians to the Broadway corridor here, which is the gay area of our city. The Pride Parade will be going on behind us. Now, I have been an outspoken, I don't say detractor of Pride festivals, but in my first book, You Can't Say That, there was an editorial called Ashamed of Pride. And just today at the Huffington Post, I published an article about my problems with gay pride. First, let's start with what Los Angeles did. And they're doing something that other pride organizations really want to do, and to the nth degree. And when you see it done this way, it sort of makes you horrified. What Los Angeles recently did was basically take the word pride out of their name. They just became LA Pride's Music Festival. They wanted to do basically a WeHochella. Charge a lot of money, $50 a day, and really concentrate on the music. And the reason the new director of CSW, Christopher Street West, gave was that young millennials just don't know about the history of these events, what they originally were about, and so they wanted to be more inclusive of basically millennial gay idiots, is what he was saying. Let's be really inclusive of millennial gay fricking idiots and milk them for $50 so they can go see Kesha or whoever, whatever pop star du jour, heterosexual, that they have booked for their Pride event. So as I sit here in the gay corridor of my city with rainbow, in the shadow of rainbow flags, I have to tell you that CSW statement is really what all the Pride organizations are doing. They are locking out gay and lesbian publications so they can lock in major media sponsors, or they're just locking in one major gay media sponsor and not letting other smaller publications come in. Their boards are spending untold amounts of money on things like bleachers or, whatever it takes to throw a festival. No one knows how they're sourcing most of that, how, if they're getting competitive bids. It's pretty much not transparent. Here in my city, Pride almost went bankrupt because of a tax problem that they had for years and years, and yet every year they throw a party that basically makes millions of dollars. And so my biggest problem with Pride is that it's not a celebration. It's not supposed to be. And that's all it's become. And let me tell you why, as I sit here and look at the people coming and going here in Long Beach on the rainbow sidewalks, not the way that they know even what the rainbow flag or how it came to be. But what we're celebrating, let's go back to the beginning. And for some of you who don't know, you hear about gay pride, you hear about gay pride events, and you think they're just big parties. No, they're not supposed to be parties, nor are they supposed to be festivals, okay? Back on June 28th, 1969, on Christopher Street West at the Stonewall Inn, a lot was going on. It was Judy Garland had died, okay? So it was her funeral. So the drag queens and other queens were all upset. The war was, there was anti-Vietnam sentiment, so the hippies were sort of upset. Now here's the biggest myth, first of all. Gay pride did not start at a gay bar. There were no gay bars. There couldn't be gay bars. Gay bars were illegal. In fact, in New York at the time, you had to wear 3 items of clothing specific to your gender. Now, how arbitrary is that, honey? How arbitrary is that, okay? So they would go and do these raids of gay-friendly bars, and the Stonewall Inn was owned by the mob, and it was on Christopher Street where the dregs went, the hookers, the this, the that. And so in this bar, in the Stonewall Inn, were the hookers, the drag queens, the this, the that, and the gays. Because the bartender, who could get in trouble, would let them dance together, which was illegal. At the time, you had the Mattachine Society, which was all, let's try to be like them and wear ties and skirts and assimilate. You had the bull dykes and the lesbians who were like, no, 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 no. You had drag queens who couldn't assimilate. And what you had that day was a group of people at one bar. Hey, I have a bike. I am mad at him. A group of people at one bar who had said enough. The bar was being raided, and the mafia didn't understand because they had paid off the cops to not raid the bar. So the mafia the bar was being raided. Story has it that a lesbian was being taken out. Someone hit her. Someone then raised up a hand to the police. The drag queens and the lesbians and the hookers and everybody started the riots, which then spread throughout the village. They had to close it down for several days. That was the beginning of the gay pride movement. The next year in New York and Los Angeles and San Francisco, I believe, they had meetings to commemorate what was going on. And there's a big difference between commemorate and celebrate. When they had the meetings in Los Angeles in 1970, I believe it would have been, or 69 or 70, when they had these gatherings out here, it wasn't about having a party. It was about furthering the gay agenda. It was people say, well, these gay pride festivals, there's nothing but sex. You'll see people in buttless chaps walking down the street here. And, why? Why? Let me tell you why. Back in the day, in 1970, in 1971, when you went to one of these commemoration ceremonies of what happened in New York, you went that way because it was illegal. Holding hands, kissing, wearing provocative clothing, it was illegal. It was a sign of protest. These events started as commemorations and protest, and now they have moved into nothing but commercial festivals where they are bought and sold to the highest bidder, and the community attending doesn't leave with a political message, doesn't leave enlightened, or doesn't leave where they're all registered to vote. Nothing like that happens. They leave drunk, they leave full from food truck food, and they leave broke. That's my problem with gay pride, is that I'm not proud of it anymore. Now, I'm going to be out in my city having a ball because my friends are going to be here. But as gay people, we have to remember we have a culture and we have a responsibility. The head of CSW California, shame on you. It's your responsibility to educate the young gays about what happened at Stonewall, not forget it. We can't assimilate so much that we forget who we are, because what would we be proud of then? What purpose is the parade? If we don't have a culture, if it's all just genderless now, if we're all just gender neutral, if there's no labels about sexuality, then why are there several 100,000 people that are going to line up right here to celebrate gay culture? If we have a culture, it's worth protecting. I am Karel at What's the Karel Cast, here on Karel Life in Segments. I'm going to head down the street now and see some of my friends who are out for Gay Pride. I'm proud of being Karel. I'm proud of Karel's accomplishments. The fact that he's gay, that's just icing on the cake. Am I proud of being gay? Not really. But I'm proud of gay people, and I'm proud of what gay people have accomplished. There's a difference there, and there's a difference between celebrating and commemorating. We need to remember that. Karel's Life in Segments is completely funded by you. For more information on how you can be a part, the website is reallykarel, that's really Karel.com. Remember, we won't make it without you.